Some car features make driving easier. Others, they make us question everything, like lane assist yanking the wheel when we're in control, or touchscreens replacing buttons that work just fine. And these giant screens are taking over dashboards. Do we really need an iPad just to adjust the AC? Automakers keep adding tech we never wanted, and somehow we're stuck with it. Today, we're breaking down the most annoying car features that should have never made it past the design phase. Buckle up! This is going to be a frustrating ride in the best way possible. Feature number 13, Stop-Start System. This application was meant to save fuel. In reality, it's more annoying than helpful. It kills the engine when you stop, then jolts it back to life when you go. Smooth? Not even close. The timing is always wrong. You're at a roundabout, waiting for the perfect gap. Just as you're about to hit the gas, poof, engine off. Now you're stuck, desperately trying to move while your car lags, thinking about its life choices. It's not just frustrating, it's dangerous. Traffic lights? Same issue. If the red light lasts 31 seconds, some cars cut off at 30. Others stop and start repeatedly in slow-moving traffic. It feels like the car is second-guessing your driving. Sad fact, fuel savings are barely noticeable, but the extra wear on the starter, that's real. More repairs, more costs, more headaches. It's not about efficiency, it's about flaunting flashy MPG numbers. A good system should work with the driver. This one just gets in the way. If stopping is more stressful than driving, maybe, just maybe, this feature was a mistake. Feature number 12, too many screens in cars. High-end cars like Mercedes and BMW are packed with sleek, minimalist screens. They offer tons of features, but at what cost? They are an overload. Too many screens can overwhelm both the driver and passengers. The biggest issue is distraction. With all those screens, it's easy to take your eyes off the road. Whether it's for the driver or passengers in the back seat, the distractions are real. Distractions are a huge problem. In the US, 9 people die every day from distracted driving, more than 3,000 a year. It's the second most common cause of fatalities after alcohol impairment. And here's the kicker. When screens are everywhere, it's not just the driver at risk. In a crash, those glass screens can cause brutal injuries to everyone in the car. While a well-placed infotainment system is fine, too many screens are overkill. Balance is key. It's better to have the tech simple and safe. In the end, no screen should come between you and the road. You know, speaking of overwhelming tech, spring can bring its own kind of overload. Longer days, shifting routines, and social pressure can spike anxiety fast. I've felt it too. That sudden urge to get it all together while everything feels off. That's why my sponsor, BetterHelp, has been such a helpful resource for many dealing with seasonal anxiety. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist, and 69% of members report improvement in anxiety within 6 weeks. It's simple to start. Just fill out a questionnaire and you'll be matched quickly. Not the right fit? Switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. They've got 7,000 plus reviews and a 4.3 Trustpilot rating, so you know you're not alone. Let BetterHelp help you rule your anxiety so it doesn't rule you. Click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/carcareclues for 10% off your first month of therapy. Okay, let's move on. Feature number 11, keyless entry. First, where do you put the keys? There's no obvious spot for them. They just float in your bag or pocket like an annoying piece of junk. So now, instead of losing your traditional key, you're misplacing this tiny fob that does everything. That's not all. There's the theft risk. These push-to-start systems are an open invitation for thieves to copy your key. It's like handing out free car rides. Stories of crafty hackers bypassing the system and making clones are everywhere. The convenience of a button, doesn't make up for the headaches. Traditional ignition systems still do the job just fine. No fuss, no theft risk. Feature number 10, virtual cockpits. Inside, they look futuristic, but let's be honest, they're often a total pain. Drivers should learn them before hitting the road. But who reads the manual? Most sit untouched in the glove box, still wrapped in plastic. So, what happens? People start poking at screens, swiping through menus, and hoping for the best. Sometimes it works. Sometimes they accidentally blast the AC in winter or reset the odometer instead of changing the radio station. The distractions are off the charts. Adjusting the volume means scrolling through 5 submenus. Checking your speed? It's buried between glowing animations, fuel efficiency graphs, and a 3D render of your car just sitting there. Virtual cockpits should make driving easier, but they often do the opposite. Instead of simple, clear dials, we get a confusing mess of touchscreens, haptic controls, and buried settings. Feature number 9, driver assist. It gently steers or nudges when you veer off your lane, but they don't drive the car. On paper, it sounds great, but here's the issue. Sometimes it is too hard and too much. Most of us can stay in our lanes without a computer's help. Instead of enhancing the driving experience, these features often complicate things. The car's computer and the driver don't always think the same way. Sometimes, as a driver, you need to make snap decisions based on what you see. A computer can't always grasp the nuances of the road the way you can. These systems tend to make driving more stressful than it should be. They can feel intrusive, constantly correcting you even when you're doing just fine. If the car always second-guesses your moves, it doesn't bring peace of mind. If we're going to have driver assistance, let's make it real self-driving, a system that fully takes over from A to Z. Until then, just let us drive without all the distractions. Feature number 8, glass roofs. Installing glass at the top of the car is a growing trend, but are they really practical? They look cool, no doubt, but they don't serve much purpose beyond aesthetics. Unlike sunroofs, which open up and let in fresh air, glass roofs are fixed in place. Sure, they make the cabin feel brighter and more spacious, but is that enough? For some, the brightening effect and the extra view for rear seat passengers might be a plus. That's why we see them more in luxury sedans and family cars, where backseat space matters more. But let's get real. These benefits don't outweigh the downsides. Here's the biggest issue. Most cars with glass roofs have sunshades that don't block 100% of the sunlight. So, on a hot summer day, all you're left with is a glass ceiling, trapping the heat inside. It's not exactly the cool, relaxed ride you were hoping for. Now, consider safety. In the event of a rollover, the glass can shatter and expose passengers to flying debris. While the body structure might be reinforced, glass still poses a risk. Maybe it's time to consider a convertible for that open-air experience. At least you can enjoy the sun. Feature number 7, massaging seats. While they can be a nice touch for long drives, they're mostly unnecessary. They add cost, complexity, and a lot of hype. If you're not spending hours in your car, you do not need a massage while you drive. Here's the thing, massaging seats often doesn't compare to a real massage. They're usually preset programs that don't target specific areas. It's like a one-size-fits-all solution that might not do much for your back pain. Then there's the intensity. Some people might find it too intense, while others think it's too gentle. It's hard to get the right pressure with a machine. Unlike a professional massage therapist, a car seat can't adjust to your needs in real time. The biggest concern? Who needs all that comfort while driving? We're behind the wheel, not in a spa. The focus should be safety and performance, not turning your car into a personal relaxation suite. So, unless you're on a never-ending road trip, massaging seats is another luxury feature that doesn't add value. Feature number 6, social media messaging integration. Driving requires focus. Yet, automakers decided that receiving WhatsApp updates and Facebook messages while behind the wheel was a priority. Imagine cruising down the highway only to get a notification about a group chat argument or a random marketplace inquiry. It's not exactly critical information. Distraction is already a major cause of accidents. Adding instant messaging to a moving vehicle only makes things worse. No message is important enough to risk a crash. If it is, pull over. This feature is the perfect example of technology going too far. Cars don't need to be an extension of social media. They need to be safe, efficient, and designed for the road, not for checking who liked your latest post. Surprisingly, smartphone integration used to be one of the car secrets only the most experienced drivers know. But now, it's just another road hazard, turning every drive into a potential distraction. Feature number 5, ambient lighting. Multicolor cabin lights promise a cool atmosphere. Instead, they deliver a flashy, distracting mess. At night, they're less of a mood booster and more of a headache. The real question is, are you driving a car or hosting a rave? Do you really need neon lights glowing while you navigate traffic? The excitement fades fast, and soon, it just feels like unnecessary clutter. Car manufacturers sell ambient lighting as a luxury feature. They claim it adds beauty and comfort. Perhaps, but it doesn't make driving any better. Not even a little. If anything, it's a distraction. Those pulsing, color-changing lights can make drivers feel drowsy or detached. The last thing you need is to feel like you're cruising through a dreamscape when you should be focused on the road. A car doesn't need to feel like a nightclub. Feature number 4, gesture control. Humans love to communicate with gestures. A wave says hello, a nod means yes, and a well-timed eye roll speaks volumes. But while people can read between the lines, machines? Not so much. Gesture control sounds futuristic, but in reality, it's a hit-or-miss gimmick. BMW introduced it with the promise of effortless commands. Just twirl your finger to lower the volume. Well, cool, but not always. One moment, a simple swipe skips the song. The next, you're waving and nothing happens. The biggest problem, it doesn't know when to listen. Scratch your head, and you might accidentally skip tracks. Adjust your sunglasses, and suddenly, the AC cranks up. Who knew stretching could change your navigation? At the end of the day, buttons and knobs work just fine. They don't misinterpret a gesture or leave you awkwardly waving at your dashboard. Gesture control is fun for a minute, but it's more gimmick than a game changer. Feature number 3, button shift knobs. More cars now come with buttons, dials, and switches instead of a traditional gear shifter. Honestly, pressing a button for drive or reverse does not feel natural. Drivers have complained about these new designs being confusing and frustrating. Chevy's dial shifter, for example, is widely disliked. It takes extra thought to operate, something you don't want when quickly shifting gears in traffic. A traditional shift knob is intuitive. You grab it, shift, and go. No second guessing. Sure, button shifters free up space, but is that worth the trade-off? Many drivers actually use their gear shifter as a hand rest. And let's talk about reliability. Everything is now electronically controlled, which is great until it fails. These new shifters feel like change for the sake of change. They don't add real value, just more complexity. Traditional shift knobs work pretty fine. No confusion, no extra steps, and no frustration. Feature number 2, voice recognition. Most systems struggle with different accents, dialects, or even mild background noise. You end up repeating yourself, yelling commands, or just giving up entirely. At that point, pressing a button would have been faster. Car manufacturers push voice control as a futuristic convenience. Sadly, it's more frustrating than useful. Unless you have the perfect radio host voice, good luck getting it to understand you on the first try. Want to turn up the AC? The system thinks you said, "Turn up the bass," and now your speakers are blasting. Need directions? Enjoy the scenic route. Voice control just sent you the long way. Now, imagine something serious? You try calling for help, but the system orders a large pepperoni pizza instead. Not exactly helpful. Ultimately, voice recognition is a feature that sounds better in ads than in real life. Until it's flawless, it's just another distraction. Maybe we should stick to good old-fashioned buttons. They never misunderstand you, argue, or send you on an accidental road trip. Feature number 1, auto parking systems. Parking is a basic driving skill. We've been doing it for years without tech help. Sure, auto parking is useful in tight spots, but for many drivers, it feels redundant. We can park just fine on our own. Plus, this feature can break or malfunction over time. Do you remain stuck with an unreliable system? Here's the reality. It doesn't make you a better driver. In fact, it encourages dependence on tech, making drivers less skilled. The more control we give up, the worse we get at the basics. Imagine this. If your car hits another parked vehicle, whose fault is it? Is it the car's fault for parking improperly? With auto parking, you might find yourself in situations where liability is unclear. Taking control away from the driver doesn't improve driving skills. It just makes people more passive behind the wheel. Sometimes, the old-fashioned way is the best. Auto parking may look cool, but it's mostly a novelty, not a necessity. Now that we've covered those annoying features, why not explore the hidden gems? Check out our video on 17 secret car features no one knows about for some surprising car hacks.